What if I told you that I have robots making money for me working in the stock market? I bet you imagine something like this. And yes, maybe you are right. But before I reveal the real face of my robots, let me tell you a story about how I connected these robots with 4 communities in Malawi, Africa. My name is Rafael and I'm the founder of Trading Places, a startup that uses financial investments to change lives. I was born and raised in a poor neighborhood in Brazil. I know how desperate it is to have the desire to change your own life, but at the same time not being able to access the basic tools to do so. Working hard for years and getting help from social programs, I was able to find a job, to get my degree and start my own business. Later in my life, I ended up living in Malawi, trying to escape from the evils of the money. Yes, I saw money as an evil. And if you want to know more about this story, check out our writing case available here. Living in Malawi, I was able to experience a level of poverty that I had never imagined, even for someone coming from a developing country. I had a chance to meet a community leader called Tony. And at that moment, the seed that will later become Trading Places was planted. Tony asked me to help him build an under 5 clinic for the community. We raised the money, we produce a book, and we present 2 TED Talks with this story. I saw in the Tony eyes the desire to change his life, but I realized that his condition was difficult. Not even the most positive and strong mindset in the world would be enough to change his reality. Tony's salary was about $30 a month, and the cost of his education started at $450 per semester. Imagine that Tony could save around $5 a month, considering that he must feed his family of 5. It would take him 7 years to afford only the first semester. With our help, today Tony holds a university degree. 2 years ago, Tony found another community that needed a similar under 5 clinic, and also a preschool. The cost to build this project was even higher, and we need to find a way to raise the money. From crowdfunding donations to podcast episodes, we tried different methods to finance the project, but we got no results. It was in that moment that my friend Marcos started to play an important role in this story. He introduced us to the financial stock market world, particularly in the day trading modality. Day trading is a type of investment where you buy and sell different securities within the same day, and by doing so, you can make a profit. But day trading can be a dangerous game if you don't know what you are doing. There is the so-called 90-90-90 rule, which says that 90% of the investors loses 9% of their capital in less than 90 days. And of course, we fell into this rule. But by falling into this trap, we found a different way to operate in the day trading market: the use of robots. What we call robots are nothing more than a group of instructions, known as scripts. These scripts automate actions that we would do manually. For example, if the price of a stock drops to a certain level, then buy it. If later that stock increases its price, then sell it. The difference of the trade is our profit. Looks pretty simple, right? But I assure you it is not. The great challenge in the day trade world is a human emotion. We all have confirmation bias, and this could lead us to a very dangerous situation where profits that took 1 month to build, for example, can be lost in a matter of seconds. Our robots don't have emotions. They just execute what we tell them to execute. Now imagine we can have multiple robots with different behaviors. One can be more conservative in the operations, while others can be more aggressive. The good thing is that we can train these robots in a simulated environment with real data, but artificial money. So we connected the dots. We have found a source of income and a social project needing resources. We start to operate with our own capital, and our robots have shown resilience even during the dark times of COVID-19. While some robots got very good results, others produced some losses. But overall, we got very interesting margins. Finally, in 2022, we built a clinic with part of the costs paid by our robots. We proposed an innovative building that could host the preschool and the clinic at the same place. The community chose the name Chikumbutsu for the clinic, which in Chichewa means remember us. It was time now to find new Tonys who can continue the process of helping their communities. The local teachers introduced us to 4 girls who have been showing dedication and a mindset of change. We interviewed each one of them and they were selected to be part of our next project, called Tsugolo la Mexicana. Now our robots have a new project to work on, generating profits to pay for the girls' education. It looked like everything was going well until we discovered that Tony was struggling to find a job. In a country where those with a university degree are less than 2%, we imagined that finding a job would not be difficult, but it was. After 8 months of trying to find a job with no results, it was time for Tony to become an entrepreneur. We start a pilot project with a small farm to experience the process and check its viability. We rent a piece of land. Tony grew tomatoes, onions, and raised pigs. After a year, he was able to pay back the initial investment and keep the profit. Now we had a model to replicate. We bought a 3-hectare farm, which will be paid by our robots, and Tony selected 5 families to share the land. This time, we invited investors to lend the money to the families for buying seeds, fertilizers, food for the pigs, and everything else that will be needed for the farm to work for a full year. The investor can choose the family, the amount of money, and the period of the loan. At the end, 100% of the principal will be paid back. As important as the loans, we made sure to establish the connection between investors and the chosen families. Pictures saying thank you are extended between the parties and posted on social media. After 5 years, our experience and our team has grown. Now we have a specialist in portfolio management that will find new opportunities of investment apart from the day trading modality, and an AI specialist who are working in our next robots generation. The new model will be able to literally read the news and the market analysis, regulating their own behavior depending on the movement of the markets. So far, we have been operating in the Brazilian stock market. Our next step now is to start to trade in the American market. To do that, we need the guidance of mentors. That's why we are submitting our project to the SBC competition. Here at Trading Places, we believe that money is not an evil, nor the source of the world's problem. Money is just a tool that amplifies our intentions. And by trading in the capital markets, we can shift realities, build bridges between 2 worlds that are disconnected. On one side are those who have the tools and the willing to help. And on the other are those who are desperate to find a helping hand, to lift them and give tools to transform their realities. This is our mission, which is why we made sure to be explicit in our logo. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next step of the competition.